Hey everyone, I'm AlanThrall. In this video, I'm going to outline a full week of my current training program, and I'm going to review this rack from Major Lutie Fitness. This company contacted me and asked if they sent me a rack, would I do a review video? So they sent me the rack for free in exchange for this video. Beyond that, I am not being paid to do this review. I'm receiving $0. I do not have any affiliate link. I'm not receiving any sales commission, so I should get that out of the way before I even start this video. Now, I'm going to be doing my version of a review, which means, is this rack good enough? Can I train untamed on this rack and with this equipment? I want to do my program in its entirety for 1 week, and I want to see if I need to make any adjustments or modifications due to this rack not being able to accommodate all the things I need to do. Now, about my program, I posted 2 months ago a YouTube post about a video that I did with Natural Hypertrophy. He created a hypertrophy program for me that I'm following. So if you have not seen that video, you can go check that out, but you'll also see the program in this video today. Now, back to the rack. When I say I'm doing my version of a review, I'm going to, again, just use it for a week. Fully use it. I'm not just gonna move the cable around or stand inside of the rack with an empty bar on my back and say it's good to go. I'm actually gonna use it for a full week. I'm not gonna review the bench press pad width and the vinyl and the hole spacing and the paint finish and the knurling and the accessories. That kind of stuff's for Coop from Garage Gyms and Basement Brandon. Now, before moving on, I should say that this equipment is made in China. And I know a lot of you cellar dwellers won't buy strength training equipment unless it's made in the USA. So I'm getting that out of the way at the start. If you're looking for the most expensive, highest quality equipment, this ain't it. If you're looking for something that's overbuilt, this ain't it. If you like to abuse your equipment and you go full berserker mode while you're in your garage training, this probably isn't the right equipment for you. But if you are looking to upgrade your home gym or build a home gym, you like to do squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press, pull-ups, dips, along with a number of other accessory movements, T-bar row, seated cable rows, lat pull downs, tricep press downs, cable curls, one-arm curls, lateral raises, and a bunch of other stuff, this might be a great option for you because it includes all of that in this rack and it's pretty affordable for all the equipment that it comes with. Okay, here we go. 1 full week of training. So this is a little bit out of order, some of the exercises and 2 of the days, just for a couple of reasons. I had to make some adjustments, but all the work was done. Day 1 opened up with bench press, just a touch and go bench press. This bench felt fine. If I was a very competitive power lifter, I'd want a little bit wider bench, one to competition specs, a little bit firmer bench, but this bench worked fine for me. I've actually been trying to bench less like a power lifter. I'm still arching my back and squeezing my shoulder blades together. I'm just not using as much leg drive. Really, I'm not using any leg drive. I'm just trying to get my upper body to do the work. And then I supersetted each set of bench press with these pullovers. I've been doing dumbbell pullovers, which I absolutely love. It's a newer movement that I've never really done. Here I did cable pullovers, and surprisingly, I was able to push these very hard to like failure, to where I was shaking. So I was happy with that. Moving on to cable flies. These felt fantastic. These felt better than the fly machine that I have at Untamed Strength. The tension was constant throughout the entire range of motion. At the stretch and at the very end range, it was difficult throughout the entire range of motion. So I was able to push these hard. And I supersetted those with cable curls. These felt as cable curls should. Moving on to overhead press. This was just a strict overhead press, like I said, touch and go overhead press. I lost my shirt there because it's 100 degrees in the garage and I have to put the door down in order to do overhead press. Superset with pull-ups. These also felt good. The rack had no shake, which I'm happy with. I was wondering if there was going to be a bunch of wobble as I was doing my pull-ups. There was none. And then this giant set, I also did standing cable French press or tricep overhead extensions. These felt good as well. Now, day 2, squats. Everyone wants to know, how do squats feel in the squat rack? Squats in a power rack. That's all anyone cares about, really. Squats felt good. I performed just as well as I would have if I was in the gym, at my own gym. Supersetting squats with neck extensions. These were actually done later on in the week because I didn't have my neck harness, but squats superset with neck extensions. Neck extensions, direct neck work feels excellent. I get a deep stretch in my upper back, and it feels good to actually isolate the neck. Nothing really more to say about squats. If you are again, really heavyweight, crazy powerlifter, the rack is probably not the best option for you, but just in a home gym for the massive weights that I was lifting, they worked well. After squats, I did a Romanian deadlift. No pause Romanian deadlift, so I'm just pumping the hamstrings the whole time. I'm not locking out at the top. I'm not pausing at the bottom. Just constantly moving the weight for sets of 15 reps, pulling with the hamstrings the whole time. And I superset that with cable lateral raises, normally a dumbbell or cable lateral raise. Kind of an odd superset, but it makes so much sense. My shoulders are fresh here, so I get to push these really hard rather than doing them on an upper body day. Now, the lateral raises didn't feel great. Any of these movements that require less weight, the rail system doesn't feel as good. I think it maybe needs some grease. There's just more friction with lighter weight. It moves a lot better as you add weight to it. After that, I normally do a clean pull, but here I'm doing a T-bar rows. I wanted to use this T-bar barbell attachment, stretch out the upper back, get a little more upper back work in, some yoke work. T-bar rows felt great, and I was supersetting those with sit-ups, using this 30-pound child to anchor my feet. Day 3 was an arm day. Normally this opens up with a push press and a pull down, but I did that at the end. I started off, hit the ground running, just went arms, preacher curl, cable, preacher curl. These also did not feel great for the reason that I just mentioned about the lateral raises. I can't use a whole lot of weight doing a one-arm preacher curl, and so the rail just feels a little bit sticky, a little, again, it might just need some grease, but I noticed as I added weight, it felt better. Movements that required more weight, the cable system seems to feel better. Supersetting these one-arm preacher curls with cable skull crushers, these felt good. Just this movement, I'm able to handle a lot more weight than a one-arm preacher curl. But tricep movements, I was able to push to failure, which I'm happy with. I thought that I was going to get some work in, but not actually push to failure, but I was able to push to failure on the arm movements. This was also a test to check the stability of the rack with body weight dips. I'm 205 pounds, 6 feet tall. There was no movement, very minimal wobble at all in this rack as I was doing the dips. However, if I had 100 pounds strapped to my waist, I don't know if those arms would be strong enough. They're thin steel, hollow tubing, but for my body weight, they felt fine. And then supersetting with these pinwheel cable curls. First time I've done these. Again, extremely freaking hard just because there's just a lot of friction with lighter weight. After that, I did some baby push presses. So baby push press is just a tiny bit of legs at the start. And once the bar is at my forehead, I'm finishing hard with the triceps, locking out with the triceps. I like doing push press at the end, actually. So here's the attachments. They are like a child's toy. They're plastic handles. They really need to improve these. They're just plastic handles that go on the end, and they really just get in the way because they spin like crazy. So it makes the grip even harder. So what I'll do is I'm going to take these off and just wrap some athletic tape around the handles and get some good grip there. I'm using these wrist straps for lat pull downs. But they felt really good and they were challenging. As you see, I'm doing some partial reps here at the end because I was fried. I was going to failure on these. Day 4, which is usually day 5, these got switched around. This was a rack pull. So rack pulls felt good. These have a weight capacity of 700 pounds, I think is what the website says. So again, if you're a heavyweight strongman competitor or power lifter and you're doing a whole bunch of rack pulls, I would not test these safeties. With my baby weights, these felt fine. Supersetting the rack pulls with neck flexion. Now, I've been doing rack pulls for the past couple months, and they feel very good. It's a good stretch, stress on my upper back and traps. Not a ton on my lower back. I small mini tweak on my lower back a couple months ago. And since then, I've been doing rack pulls, and I've been getting in good volume and good weight on my upper back, not putting too much stress on my lower back because I'm not pulling from the floor. Now, there was one exercise I couldn't do. I've been targeting my hamstrings, doing some leg curls, bodyweight leg curls, inverse leg curl machine at the gym, but I was unable to set anything like that up in this rack. I tried to put a band and a strap around the band pegs that are at the bottom of this rack. That didn't work. A side note, I don't know why there are band pegs on this rack. You should not do banded barbell work on a rack that is not bolted down. I'll let you just use your imagination to figure out what happens when you do that. So those don't need to be there. So I had to do one exercise at the gym later on. Next, I did these power shrugs and upright rows, cable upright rows. A power shrug is just a barbell shrug with some calves in there, and then some giant sets adding in some lying leg raises. Doing some direct ab work, I've noticed that my abs are getting bigger. Go figure. You actually train a muscle directly, and that muscle gets bigger. And I haven't had to cut a bunch of body fat. My abs, I feel like, are getting bigger from doing them. So here's more power shrugs. Again, just a calf raise shrug type thing. Supersetting with these leg raises. A pump, the right lighting, and the right shaped camera lens. I don't look this big in real life. Final day of the week, I've been doing a Swiss bar bench press, like a neutral grip bench press. Didn't have that bar here in my garage, so I did a paused bench press. Pausing at the chest, trying not to collapse on the chest. Just a brief pause, holding tension like I'm trying to pause on my t-shirt, and then press right back up. And supersetting each of these sets of bench press with one-armed cable rows, chest-supported cable rows. This is kind of like, normally I do a seal row, but I was able to do this. It's like a chest-supported dumbbell row. It felt great, felt really good. I was able to load this up pretty heavy. It's a good stress on my lats and my rear delts, depending on how high I chicken winged my elbow or how tight I tucked it to my side. After that, I did some, what are these? Overhead press, strict overhead press, pausing at the collarbone each rep. And I supersetted the strict press. Oh, so that's one thing. I can't do pull-ups and overhead press in the rack with the barbell set up, so I had to set it down on the ground. But that's not anything unique to this rack. That's any rack that has a pull-up bar. And wiggled up that dog leash over my fat butt to do weighted pull-ups. That's a dog leash around my waist connected to the plate. So strict overhead press, supersetting with these weighted pull-ups. Then I did pelican curls. Notice there is a barbell in the rack loaded with weight. That is to anchor down this rack because it's not bolted down while I do these pelican curls. I don't want to fall on my face and I don't want to tip the rack over. So this is from experience. Not only me, but seeing other people make that mistake. Here I made a mistake. Clink. I was trying to do katana tricep extensions, not realizing that I'm too tall or the rail is not tall enough and it hits the top. So that was the one movement that I couldn't do other than that lower body hamstring curl movement. So I did these kind of katana-like press downs, and these felt great. In summary, this was a great week of training on this new rack. I do recommend it for anyone wanting an all-in-one home gym rack. If you want all these accessories and cables included in your rack, I think it's a great all-in-one package. There are some links down in the description area for just the rack itself, as well as the home gym package, which includes the incline bench and the barbell and the bumpers that you see me using in this video. None of it, it's not an affiliate link. I don't get any kickback for this. There's no code. There's no discount code. I'll include a $50 discount that they included for anyone watching. But again, not affiliated. I did get the rack for free in order to do this video. So just to be totally transparent, that's that. Thanks for watching, and always remember, train on time!